Glauco does BJJ part. You can see it on the title. I don't have any internet or power right now, that's why I can't check. But so glad I could finally train again. It was a break of almost 3 weeks. We've had lots of visitors here, and I just couldn't train. So yesterday marked the comeback that I was able to go train. And man, I instantly felt like, I mean, I was very happy that I could be there, but I instantly felt like, oh shit, 3 weeks off still as a white belt feels like 3 months off. Like, I already feel like, oh man, I forgot so much. It takes some time to get back into. And the warm-up drill was like sweeps. We were just sweeping each other, and I didn't even have that many sweeps. I got one sweep from close guard, and maybe two. And it's yeah. Anyways, the blue belt was patient with me. Sometimes not so patient with me, but all in all, cool, honest, and yeah. So that was the initial feeling, right? So I'm coming back. I'm happy to be back, but gosh, it's such a drag to get back into it. And like, and then you keep thinking and thinking, on the different positions, like so long. But you know, at least I vowed to myself that I would go back to training on Friday. Luckily, I arranged a deal with my girlfriend because she leaves on Saturday and Friday night is the last night. So we found a deal that I could train and we could still do something nice together afterwards. And then the week after will be my last training here in Salento with the tribe gang. And so, yeah, then I have to go back to Switzerland, and I won't have a gi because I am only traveling back with a backpack. So, yeah, we'll see what's that going to look like. But anyways, the training of yesterday was a very like easygoing warm up, some sweeps, here and there, and then. And then we didn't do any technique. We went straight into sparring. Like I was off for 3 weeks, but the good thing is I did in those 3 weeks I did do physio. I did do a whole bunch of yoga, and so my knee that was bugging me so much. I mean, I feel like it's almost 100%. So only if I really push the squatting and all those kinds of exercises will I feel a little bit of it's like something uncomfortable. But other than that, I feel really good. And I went to training for the first time with trained legs because I did do some leg training, with the physio stuff. So I felt much more, my body felt much more whole going in. So 4 rounds of sparring, 3 white belts, 1 blue belt. First white belt was a guy from this neighborhood village, and we were flowing really, just I was actually in guard quite a bit, come to think of it, like open guard, and just applying the principles, elbow shields, knee shields, turning, not being flat on my back. And I think I defended quite well, and it was a cool round with him. We were almost 20 people on the tatami, so it was a little tight, but we managed, to have a good training. And yeah, then that was cool. I forgot his name, but I'm not going to mention any names because I don't want to name shame anyone or do the opposite. Then it was a very light white belt after him. Like I don't think he's even 60 kilograms, but man, his technique is incredible, and his passing is great. His guard is great, and so we had a cool round. That was a little like a little more pushed, if you will. I mean, more intensity. And all I can remember from that was that he went into guard, and I'm like, no, bro, let me go into guard. It's like I don't want this David and Goliath thing. So I tried to go into guard, because I'm a big man and I don't want to pass guard and smash people all the time, as if I knew how to do that. But I went into like guard, and yeah, it was pretty good. He actually passed my guard eventually and was in mount quite a bit, but he didn't really advance much in mount. And I tried to sweep him, but he was very, very good. I tried to do the mount escape we learned, the one shrimp into the hooking the leg, into the repositioning into another um, shrimp, which was cool. But I didn't quite get it, and he stayed in the mount, and I was like, okay, this is not working. I went overhook, upa, that didn't work. And then he was trying, and then he put his right arm somewhere here on my lapel or something. And that's when I grabbed his sleeve with my right hand, and I supported it with my left hand on his tricep. And I did the sweep that I learned in Switzerland that Milan taught me. I think that was his name, a blue belt, two-stripe blue belt. Fusion taught me this um, escape from mount, and I did it. Like it was one of those moments, like yes, did that exact escape, and I thought, man, this escape sucks way more than the the overhook thing. I was like, what the hell did I even learn that thing in the first place? But truth be told, it is useful. So that was a pretty cool moment, and I will cherish that moment. That was probably one of the best moments of yesterday's training. And then we went back and forth. I stayed in his guard. I tried to open him up, and I don't remember what I tried to do there, but it was very tight. People were like bouncing all over the place. So it was good. Then the third round of sparring was also with a white belt, but he was my size and my height almost. And that was a little bit more competitive. He was pushing a little more, and he was very fast. He passed guards left and right. He tried to go north south a lot. That's what I remember. And I remember, what do I remember? I think there were two situations. One, I was in guard and he was trying to pass, and then I did the Roger Gracie sweep. The Roger Gracie, where he goes from close guard, he reaches around and then takes the back. That I did do with him. And then another one was he was trying to pass my guard, and then I just did a arm in guillotine, and he was really worried about that. But I didn't really try to go for it. I just tried to position myself in a way because I knew I couldn't get it. So I just tried to position my way that I would take his back, right? Go seatbelt, grip, and then hooks in, but with my long ass legs. That was a little hard. And he was like, Ottimo, Ottimo, that was great. And like complimenting me. I'm like, oh, thank you. And then, I mean, it was pretty good. And we didn't submit each other, but we did some passing and some cool reversals, I think. That's what I remember. And then, yeah, that was with Francesco. I was not supposed to mention names anymore. Anyways, and then the last round of sparring, I did do a sparring break in the middle before the third, and then the fourth was with the blue belt Mattia, who was a little bit pissed that I was not fast and doing a whole bunch of sweeping, but I don't think it was he meant any ill. I don't think there was any ill intention, and so they did revoke his driver's license, and that day maybe he was pissed at that. And so we did, it was actually pretty good. We did a good round of sparring. He was trying to lure me into some things. And man, he got, I will say, did submit me. Haven't been submitted since February. Not that that means anything, but he did submit me right before the 5 minutes were over. He got me in an arm bar. And I just remember him passing my guard because I did something stupid and he got into mount. He smushed me, but I did manage to go to the side and then he took my arm and arm barred me. So that's what I remember. And I remember that in the beginning, where we were doing some stand up and he was just being like this, just, trying to be in a position. I don't know what the hell he was doing. But he also tried to do something and it didn't work. And then he went into turtle. And then I almost got his back. But I fell, instead of falling to the left side, I fell to the right side and a bit over his head. And I think I unintentionally hurt him. But not that much. He was like, yeah, it's okay, it's okay. And then we moved on. But so I think I did pretty well against him, and he's really, really good. His technique is really, 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 really good. His round is excellent. And all in all, as the sparring rounds progressed, I did realize, I did miss I did miss 3 weeks of training, but there were things, you get it? There were things that really started to implement, that I started to implement, like maybe subconsciously. And so it was not like, oh my God, I missed 3 weeks, I forgot everything. There were already like things that I was doing, that I didn't try to be flat on my back. I was always kind of tilting. I was shielding well. I was more aware of grips, and I was more aware of like weight distribution, especially when they were in guard and I was up, so I wouldn't be swept as easily. So those were things that I am still, that I still feel inside of me and that I can implement. Well, that was it. And the weather was good, not too hot. And my girlfriend, she went to the town to check out some things there, cute little town. And she actually picked me up with an amazing Angus beef, 300 grams hamburger that was so good. It was one of the best hamburgers I ever had at Cattivo Gusto. I think she got it with some bombette, which are like meat things. Not meatballs, but like cheese and meat things. So yeah, that was it. Glauco does BJJ. After a 3 week break, I am back training. And, there were people visiting, this and that, but I am working now I'm working on concerts I have to prepare for. And I'm also working out again regularly. Tonight will be yoga with Ludovica. And then hopefully Wednesday I'll do some strength training. And then Friday back on the mat. That's it. Peace out. And I'm not giving up. I want to get good at jiu-jitsu. I know that every time I take a longer break, it will be a step back, but I haven't given up yet. And I want to do it in a sustainable way. So I could be smashing every week, but I don't want to do that because I'm already seeing people not showing up also, like I haven't, for different reasons, mainly injuries. And that's not what I want to do. When I wanted to train, I could always train. And I learned along the way. I got tiny injuries too, but I've gotten tiny injuries too. But I want to really continue to train well and for it to be sustainable. So I am continuing to do yoga, some physio, some strength, some stretching. I will always do that because I want to stay on it. Yeah, that's my goal, to learn, like that. Okay, ciao, ciao.